Chihuahua hanging out with Carrie. Here is Bubs. He was found trembling on the side of the road after he'd been hit by a car. He had a few wounds and road rash, but he healed in our Second Chance Animal Hospital, which cares for 9,000 animals every year. Bubs doesn't take up much space, which makes him the perfect little 5-pound travel companion.
Oh, he's just so sweet.
Earlier this week, 11-year-old Stormy slipped out of the gate as someone entered the yard and ended up at the Arizona Humane Society. She was scanned for a microchip when she arrived, and luckily the owner's information was up to date. Owner Luke came right down to our Sunny Slope campus to pick up Stormy and was just so excited to be reunited with his best friend there. You know, 1 in 3 pets will become lost at some point during their life, and without proper identification, 90% of them will never return home. That's why microchipping is just so important. It greatly increases your chances of seeing your furry friend again. And our clinics offer microchips for just $35 to ensure that your pet has a ticket back home.
Oh, Ash, that's my worst nightmare. I'm so glad that we offer that $35 special.
Yes.
Well, Dublin, Paris, and Kingston are young pups who love to be kept busy. Lisa, it's adorable to watch as they romp around in the yard doing clumsy somersaults while trying to tackle stuffed toys.
Well, Dublin was demonstrating that while you were saying that, Carrie. But these three, their mama was found in kind of a bad situation. One of our EAMTs was alerted and went out on a call, and Cynthia went out and she picked up the mama, very, very pregnant, rushed her back to the Second Chance Animal Hospital, checked her out, and they said she was going to have this litter any moment. So luckily, Cynthia stepped up to the plate, not only rescued those guys at home, but took the mama home to foster, and look what we got. These were her 3 puppies. She had this litter, and Cynthia kept everybody at her house in foster for the 8 weeks, and then mama is going to be recovering from her maternity, and these guys are spayed and neutered and ready for adoption. Spunky, run through the grass. As you can see, they're at that puppy stage where they're chewing everything, but any one of them would be adorable. This is the only girl right here in the middle. That's Paris. And these guys are ready to make their debut at your house.
Thanks to their foster mom, who did such a great job raising them. And not only does our alternative placement department work with our foster heroes, but they also have other special services for those in the community. One of those programs is Project Assist. Firefighters rescued Tabitha when their family's home caught on fire. The family had to stay in a hotel while their home was being rebuilt, but the cats weren't allowed. So, thanks to the Project Assist program, Tabitha spent the next one of our foster homes, and once the house was repaired, Tabitha was reunited with her family.
Skipper went out for a 3-hour tour around the neighborhood, but lost his way and washed up dangerous shores where he got into some real trouble. Ski, tell us his story.
Well, Skipper was found by a Good Samaritan on the streets. He was in a dog fight with another dog. The Good Samaritan brought him to the after-hours emergency clinic where they kept him comfortable. But the next day, with no owner to claim him, the clinic did call the Arizona Humane Society's EAMTs and Second Chance Animal Hospital, took Skipper in, cleaned up all his wounds, got him cleaned up, they got him evaluated, and when no owner came for him, now he's going to be up for adoption. He is about 50 pounds, super sweet. He's 3 years old. He's going to make someone a great dog if you're looking to bypass that puppy stage. He will definitely benefit from some of the training that the Humane Society offers. It's going to help strengthen the bond between you and Skipper, but also he's a little shy around other dogs, so that's a good safe haven to get him a little more used to them, and that could very well be because of what happened to him out on the streets. He would need dog intros if you already have another dog, but he should be pretty good with older kids. Younger kids, bring him in, also let him meet the family. But he is definitely a lover. He's just been curling right up here with me, and he's ready to go home and be on your lap instead.
He's leaning all 50 pounds onto Ski, just cuddling up there. Thanks, Ski. Here is a picture of our volunteer Shab, who was helping with Pretty Petunia, meeting some new friends on the Bridle Path. The Bridle Path programs where volunteers can take canine kiddos from our Sunny Slope campus to a tree-lined path so they can stretch their legs and meet some new friends along the way. The program will be on hiatus during the summer due to the heat, but we'll restart in the fall. We'd love to have you on our team if you're able to help out with that.
1-year-olds are hardly known for their parenting skills, but Fiona was a very dutiful mother who is now in need of a home after successfully weaning her kittens. Lisa, this mom is ready to move on and find a family of her own.
This is Fiona, and she's another one of our foster successes. Catherine took Fiona and her litter of kitties home and fostered them. She reports that Fiona was a wonderful mom and doted on her kittens, although reports it was very exhausting. She now has been spayed, and it's time for her to find her forever home. They say that you will find her in the sunshine through a window, sunning herself, or maybe just mumbling around the house, following you, just with a little chirp, just so you know she's there.
What a beautiful girl she is. Very mellow, unlike some of the spunky kitties that we had on the show. Well, it was a rough weekend for this kitty who was attacked by a dog and chased up a tree not once but twice. Emergency animal medical technician Andy Gallo had to climb the tree both times to rescue the scaredy cat and was able to finally get her back indoors to her family, who then took her to the vet. We're told she's doing just fine now.
Bruce and Sophia are lifelong pals who promise twice the love. These two dogs are on the buddy system, so they must go home together. But they are such well-mannered dogs and will adjust easily to any home.
They are really going to make someone a great pet if they're looking for the buddy system like these guys are here. They're just over 7 years old, so you're still going to get that little bit of playfulness, rambunctiousness. They're going to want their exercise. They're going to want to play with you, but they're going to want to be a little more relaxed too. They're going to want to hang out with you on the couch. They're very happy to just be sitting here and see what's going on. With they're already housebroken, that's always a plus right there. So really, if you're looking for an instant pet that is going to fit right in, Carson was playing with them earlier. They absolutely loved him, so they'd be great with kids as well. These guys really could be the two that will fill that space in your home that you're looking for with love from these two kiddos.
Two is better than one. It's great for them to have a buddy to work, during the day. It's great for them to have a friend. So consider adopting these two. Thanks, Ski. Hot Rod was rescued by emergency animal medical technicians after a dangerous car ride through town, but he's joining us today on the show. Perry, tell us how he got his name.
Well, appropriately named, Ashley, right? And, we usually see cat in engine block in the colder times of the year, but it can happen any time of the year, so always a good idea to maybe tap that hood a few times to the fender before you get in that car, because you just never know. And this guy probably was in there because he's a very, very curious little kitty. He came out of it unscathed, actually, no major injuries. So we gave him the Dawn detergent bath, which always cleans him up very, very nicely, and he's raring to go. Now, no ill effects whatsoever. He is just loving life. He is your typical orange tabby, which is the greatest of all cats, I believe. Very, very curious guy, like I said, very, very playful. There he is, being the big ham. And he said, come on down, take me home, but when you take me home from the shelter, put me in the passenger side of the car.
That's a great idea, Perry. Thanks. There's so many kittens like Hot Rod at our shelter. We're running a little low on supplies. We do need some kitty litter, kitty toys, cat food, those kinds of things, kitten formula. Our feline friends would really appreciate it if you could donate either of those items to our main locations.
Well, stay tuned and meet